Hello and welcome. This is Cryptos Chain with a new episode of Simple Cryptocurrency Podcasts. And as the community have asked for it, the community is gonna get it. The next podcast that I was promising to you guys is that I'll be doing with Phantasma Chain. And here it is. With me today, I've got Lee Kai, who is a marketing and public relations person working for Phantasma Chain. Lee, welcome to my podcast.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for having me. So my name is Lee Kai, and I'm responsible for marketing and PR at Phantasma Chain. But I also do business development at the site, like doing research about different companies and to contact them. You know the drill.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, Lee, please tell us a little bit about Phantasma.
So Phantasma is a blockchain for content distribution, but we focus on non-fungible token technology because we think that this technology might actually be the cause for global adoption. Like you could have seen in recent news, like companies like Facebook,
Yeah,
they store your user data, right?
they do. Yeah, yeah.
And we all know what they do with it. They sell it to other companies. That's not what you want. That's not what the user wants. So Phantasma does not own any of the content and any of the user data. We want to give the power back to the people.
Yeah, that's great news. That's actually great news. And you're right. Unfortunately, we have seen some negative news about Facebook. We have seen some legal action being taken. They have been on the news quite a lot recently in the last few months. So, yeah, that's great news from Phantasma. I hope that you guys can pull this off. And yeah, we really expect to hear some great news from you guys pretty soon. Okay, so the next question that I have for you from the community is how will you scale the Phantasma main chain, and will there be any side chains when you guys are going to be moving from Neo to your own blockchain in Q1 of 2019?
That's an interesting one. We've discussed this a few months ago because there were a lot of recent network congestions in different blockchains, right? I think all of you have heard about it. And we don't want any of those network congestions in Phantasma chain. So we've come with a solution to prevent any congestions, which will clog the whole network.
Wow.
So our solution to prevent that is to have a sidechains for every dApp on the blockchain. So
Yeah.
even if one dApp is being spammed, the other dApps can still run independently from each other.
Perfect. That sounds great. So my guess is that Phantasma chain is going to be like the main chain holding the transactions, which the side chains are interacting with, right?
Yeah. The main chain will be for the regular transactions of the tokens, and the side chains will be for the dApps. Like even one single dApp could have multiple side chains if they would allow it. If they build their dApp to have multiple side chains, they can have it. Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is if a dApp decides to deploy a smart contract on Phantasma, they need to do it on the side chain. They can't do it on the main chain, right?
It's not necessarily, but I think everyone would like to have to deploy their own dApp on the sidechain, so it does not, so it can run independently from the other dApps. Like we've all seen what happened with CryptoKitties,
Yeah.
where when CryptoKitties exploded, then the network of Ethereum was spammed a lot by the transactions, and you couldn't do any transactions anymore with the Ethereum blockchain. So I couldn't send my Ethereum to you, for example.
Yeah.
And that's something we want to prevent by implementing sidechains for all the dApps.
No, that's really good. That's really good news. And we are seeing a lot of projects actually doing that. And it seems like this is the great solution going forward to help avoid clogging, on the blockchains, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So yes, let's see how this thing progresses and if there will be anything else that comes up which people will think about and projects will adapt to. But yes, in the meantime, I do think so too, that this is a great solution. Okay, thank you very much for that one, Lee. Now, for the next question, how do you differ from other blockchains?
Okay, so there have been a lot of traditional blockchains like Ethereum and Neo, and most of the new blockchain projects, they want to compete with each other. Of course, if you're building something new, you want to compete with the others, you want to be better than the others, right?
Yeah. No, that's true.
So they are building a blockchain, and they are focusing on maximizing their TPS and other things, which might attract other crypto users, right?
Yeah.
So they seem to be competing each other for numbers.
Yes. No, that's true. And one other question, just regarding this question actually,
Okay.
which would you consider your biggest competitors in the blockchain space?
Our biggest competitors, that's a good one. Right now, there isn't that many competitors. Like Ethereum, you could say Ethereum is a competitor because they support smart contracts, right? You can build dApps on Ethereum, like
Yes.
any blockchain. That's just like Neo. Any blockchain basically allows for people to build apps to create smart contracts. But we focus on content distribution, and we want to do that by we want to we are focusing on content distribution, and it's already it's focused on content, but content distribution is still pretty wide.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing. Thank you for answering that one. Now, for the next question, can you please talk a bit about Phantasma App?
Okay. So we recently announced that we will support the Neo and Ethereum dApps within the Phantasma app. But the thing that people don't know is that we will support every blockchain. So all the dApps from every blockchain. Think about EOS dApps, for example.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's great news. That's actually
Yeah,
great news. So are we talking about any, including like say Ontology or Tron or whichever
yeah,
blockchain,
that's
right? There's no
possible.
limitation.
Yeah, that's possible because most of the dApps in the Phantasma app will be web-based. So if it's web-based, you can support just any dApp from any blockchain.
Wow. Okay, that's really
So
good.
so the Phantasma app is the core of the Phantasma chain.
Yeah.
So it will be we think it will be the most advanced and user-friendly way for people to connect for the daily used applications within the blockchain.
Right. No,
So,
that's gonna be
so
good.
yeah, so the Phantasma app will focus on three categories within the app. The first one is communication. So let's talk about chat systems, social media, and email. The second one is entertainment. Think about gaming or casinos. And the last one is the marketplace for e-commerce or the non-fungible token marketplace.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. What about games? Will they also be integrated in the Phantasma app?
Yeah, you can
Like
play
Nacho
the
Man, for example. Sorry.
yeah. So Nacho Men will eventually be available for Steam as well. So also for the non-crypto users, they can access Nacho Men. But in the Phantasma app, like I said before, you can play it through the web. So you can access the
Wow.
game through browser.
That's really good. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And will this app be available on GitHub for users to download or?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
perfect.
it's not necessary to download it from GitHub because you can already download Nacho Man from the Nacho Man website, which is nacho.man/downloads, and you can already download the game from the website. But later down the line, we will support it in Steam.
Okay. No, that's great. That's great. Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be like a centralized ecosystem basically, and it's going to be a user-friendly app which people can use to take advantage of all these different features that Phantasma are going to have in their ecosystem, pretty much. That's
Yeah.
what it sounds to summarize it. Okay, that's fine. Great, thank you. Now for the next question. What makes Phantasma one of the most advanced and user-friendly apps on the blockchain?
Okay. Like I said, we will support all dApps from all blockchains, right?
Yes,
So
that's right.
many blockchains like EOS or Ethereum, they have dedicated community who build apps for the specific blockchain. So Ethereum developers and EOS developers are building dApps for EOS,
Yeah,
right?
no.
So what if you could combine all the dApps of the different blockchain and add it into one app? Like all the best dApps from every blockchain, you add it in one app. What
Yeah.
I'm basically saying is you support every dApp for every blockchain in one app, the Phantasma app.
Yeah, no, that's awesome news. That's awesome news. Now the question is about that. How can you actually attract these different dApps to use Phantasma Chain? What do you have in store for them? If you're able to talk about that, maybe to elaborate a bit, what do you have special or in store for them to attract them to come to Phantasma Chain?
Are you talking about
The dApps.
developers who want to build something on Phantasma Chain, or are you talking about the dApps of other blockchains that we want to support in
Yeah, the
in our app?
the dApps of other blockchains which are going to be supporting.
Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. So we can, like I said, we can support any of the of the dApps of other blockchains, but we can because the dApps in our app is web based.
Yeah.
We can just list them. So if we think it's a good app, we can just put it in our app.
Okay. Okay, that's fair enough.
Like Ethereum people like the dApps users from Ethereum. They want to use dApps from Ethereum. They don't want to use dApps from Neo because they like Ethereum,
Yeah.
and the same for Neo. They want to use Neo dApps.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true.
So what we're doing is putting every good app just in one app for people from Ethereum, for EOS users, for Neo users, for them to actually use all kinds of that from other chains.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Sounds good. Cool. Thank you for that question as well. Now let's move on to the next question, and that's how will the Phantasma Marketplace work?
How the Phantasma Marketplace will work? Okay, the marketplace will be built around non-fungible tokens because it's our primary focus. For an example, for gaming, you have a non-fungible token for every item and every character.
Right.
Like in traditional games, you can sell the character or the item in the
Yes.
marketplace, but you receive in-game currency for that, and they have no value, no real value. So if you sell any of those items, the non-fungible tokens in the open marketplace in the Phantasma app, then you get soul tokens from it.
Wow.
So the items and characters you actually sell, they have real value.
Wow, that's really good. That's
So
awesome news. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. As a gamer, I used to be a gamer myself. I'm not so much of a gamer now, but when I was younger, I used to play multiplayer online role-playing games similar to World of Warcraft. And I don't know if you've played that yourself, but pretty much what you could do, like you said, is you level up your characters, you buy all these cool items, and you can sell them for in-game coins, but or in-game currency. But then they're pretty much worthless, unless you want to sell them for cash to some forums or etc
yeah, on the
etc, but
black
that's not
market,
really, yeah,
right?
exactly, but that's not the
Yeah.
official way. So yeah, this just proves you that you guys are going to make it transparent for players to actually sell their in-game currency which they've worked hard to earn.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
that's
so
great.
another advantage of this is like because they are non-fungible tokens in your wallet, you actually own the item, you own the character, you own your tokens. So Phantasma does not own any of your items because it's a non-fungible token in your own wallet.
Yeah,
It's like in World of Warcraft. They can just remove your account if they want. They can take away an item. They can take away your character, whatever they want, right?
exactly. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
true.
and we just can't do that with everything on our chain.
Yeah.
But what I want to add to that, since we are supporting different dApps from different blockchains, so we will also be supporting different games. And for the marketplace to actually be used, will the marketplace also be? It has to support the non-fungible tokens of all the different blockchains, and this is what we're going to build. The marketplace will be able to support all the non-fungible tokens from any blockchain. So you don't have to. You don't necessarily have to build a new marketplace for EOS non-fungible tokens or for Ethereum non-fungible tokens or Neo non-fungible tokens. It
Yeah.
could all just be sold and be bought in one marketplace.
Yeah. No, that's good. Good explanation. Very good. It
Yeah,
sounds it
and
sounds great.
yeah, and the marketplace goes beyond gaming. So, like, if you're a content creator, you can sell your own content. Think about movies, music, or artwork. People can buy them from you. If you compare it to centralized platforms,
Yeah.
like Steam in gaming, they take like 30% commission fees if you sell a game on the within Steam. And within our marketplace, it will only cost you the network fees and just a tiny bit of commission fees. So it
Wow.
will be nothing compared to the 30% Steam is taking.
I see. I see. No, that's great. That's great. Thank you for that explanation. And that'll hopefully explain it to a lot of the people listening to this podcast as they were curious about the Phantasma Marketplace. That's a very good explanation on the use case.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that. Okay,
Okay.
to move on to the next question. How does the Soul Coin play a role in the Phantasma chain?
Okay. So how does the soul play a role? Our end goal is for Phantasma Chain to have global adoption. We've noticed that all the blockchains they are building good dApps, right?
Yeah.
So like yeah, there are a lot of good dApps, but there is one problem. Do you know what the problem is for all the blockchain companies?
I'm not entirely sure. Please explain.
Okay. Like right now, it's not necessarily it's not necessarily the problem of the blockchain companies, but more of the users. The users who want to use a dApp.
Okay.
What's the problem here?
Are
The
we are we
problem,
talking are we talking private keys here?
not necessarily, but yeah, that's also a factor. Yeah. So a normal user, if he wants to use a dApp on the blockchain, in order for him to use the dApp on the blockchain, he has to buy a specific token for that specific dApp.
Yeah.
So he has to go to an exchange, do KYC, and then buy Bitcoin or Ethereum and convert it into a specific token to use one single dApp. If a user wants to use 10 different dApps on the blockchain, he has to repeat this 10 times.
Yeah. No,
It's
that's
it's
very
just
true.
it's just not user friendly. Like it's decentralized, sure, but people would choose user friendliness over decentralization at the current state.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And actually, one of the cool things, I don't know, it's not really related with Phantasma, but it would also help Phantasma. I don't know if you've heard O3, which is the mobile wallet where you can store Neo and also Ontology, but also
Yeah.
the NEP5 tokens. What they're going to do is they're going to create a feature which enables users to buy Neo with fiat directly, and that's going to make life easier for all these Neo dApps. I'm not sure if that's also going to have Phantasma integrated at some point when you guys go to your own blockchain, but it will help big time in my opinion, because a lot of the people that want to buy NEP5 tokens, they need to do exactly like you said. They need to get Bitcoin or Ethereum and then trade it on a centralized exchange more than likely, and then they need to swap them for the specific token. So yes, it is quite tricky.
Yeah, I've heard about O3 Wallet, and I keep close track of their development. So it's something we might do. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, we might be able to approach them and see. Yeah, once we have the mainnet.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a possibility. Yeah.
That's great. Cool. Thank you for that. Let's move on to the next question, and that's, do Phantasma have enough funding to continue the project for the next 2 years? I know this is a tough question, but a lot of the people in the community want to know the answer to this, because we have seen many projects, unfortunately, just, basically leave the ecosystem, leave the community, and left investors speaking for themselves. So please.
Yeah, we're actually getting this question a lot from our own community. Like it seems like the effect of, just like you're saying, like a lot of some blockchain companies are closing down because they don't have any funds anymore, which is caused by the crash of the cryptocurrencies. Like most of the ICOs, they raise money in Ethereum, and Ethereum I think right now it's like $90.
Yeah, yeah, more or
So
less.
so yeah, it's not enough to finish their project. So I think that's why some of the blockchain companies are forced to close down. But in our case, it's different because we have sold almost all of our cryptocurrencies before the crash, actually. So we're only holding like a small portion, like a few percentage, max 5% or something.
Right.
So yeah, we're fully funded for a roadmap of 3 years.
3 years,
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah, no, that sounds really good. It
yeah,
gives you guys enough time as well, especially with the SEC decision coming up in February 2019. Let's see what happens. It can
yeah,
go either way, to be honest. So
yeah.
yeah, fingers crossed that we'll see a bull run again. Make everyone happy. Okay, thank you for that. To move on to the next question, are there any plans for a fiat integration in the Phantasma network?
Well, for global adoption, we need people to be able to easily buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. So so yes, we are looking for fiat integration, but it will be more in the sense of putting fiat into the platform instead of taking the fiat out.
Right. Okay. Can you please
Because
explain a bit how that will work?
so we want people to be able to buy digital goods like music or pay for video games. So we want people to be able to if they want, then they can spend money, and then they don't have to do KYC on the exchange. They don't have to do KYC on the exchange. They don't have to. They don't have to buy 3 different tokens.
I see. So there will be no KYC for users that are going to use the Phantasma app.
Yeah. So and here is actually what our partnership with Nex is so important. Like by using Nex in the APIs, we can support all coins by the Nex exchange. So if
Right.
people want to make a purchase in the Phantasma app, let's say they want to buy something, they want to buy a movie or music with Bitcoin or Ethereum,
Yeah.
right? They can just make the purchase without going to the exchange to buy our Soul coin.
Wow. Yeah.
So they can skip doing KYC on exchange. They can skip buying the Soul coin, and they can just buy anything and spend their Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of the coins which are supported by Nex or Phantasma wallet. They can just use that coin to make purchases in the Phantasma wallet. So let's say you want to buy something for 3K Sol, and that would cost you 1 Ethereum. So if you have 1 Ethereum, you want to buy that item for 3K Sol. If you want to buy that, there will be a message which will say, do you want to convert 1 Ethereum for 3K Sol? And then you just click yes. On the back end, it will put an order on the next exchange.
Yeah.
And then you will just buy the Sol. But you don't know, like it just works.
It's seamless. It's seamless,
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
yeah. So it just works. Yeah.
That's cool. And for those people watching this video or listening to this podcast, basically, if you don't know what Next Exchange is, it's a decentralized exchange. At the moment, they have a token called Next, which is on the Neo blockchain, but they are going to be on their own blockchain, and they're also gonna offer off-chain support. Okay, and they're also registered as a security, so this means that they're fully regulated. So they haven't actually released yet. They are planning to release in 2019. But yes, that's pretty much what Next Neon Exchange is, created by the City of Zion, which are developers on the Neo blockchain as well.
Yeah.
So just to fill in the viewers on that. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for
So
that.
yeah, so by using their APIs, like Sol is still our native coin for the mainnet for our blockchain. So every conversion will happen in the backend.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
It's like an
Yeah.
atomic swap, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So while Sol is being used for every transaction, we can just accept the popular cryptocurrencies which are supported by the Phantasma wallet.
That's great.
So
That's great.
it's necessary for global adoption, because
Definitely.
we don't want people to have to buy Sol tokens just to buy something within the Phantasma app.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And that gives them that free to choose what they want, pretty much. And that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
While Sol is still the native token, so it's still used for every transaction.
Exactly, exactly. Cool. Thank you very much for answering that detailed question. Now, to move on to the next one, will Nacho Men be the only game created by Phantasma, excluding the dApps, okay, by all the external projects that they may create some games on your blockchain, for example, on your side chain? And also, if you do plan to create a new game, I do gotta ask this question. What about the graphics for the games? Because unfortunately, we are seeing that Nacho Man is a great game, it's user friendly. However, the graphics are not really cutting edge up to today's standards. Is this because it's very heavy on the blockchain to run games which have really good graphics? Or what is the exact reason behind it?
Okay. The reason why. Okay. So basically, like Nacho Man is currently pixel art, and we've heard from some people that pixel art in 2018 it's not good, and yeah. So it's not the limitation of the blockchain, because blockchain is all about the speed. The like you have to like the blocks, they have to yeah, so it's all about the speed. So the graphics, they are not on the blockchain, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. But we just like the pixel art for Nacho Man.
right.
But yes, we are going to be building different kind of dApps for the Phantasma chain, like such as the chat system, our email platform, and of course we will be building more games, and yeah, we will up the graphics of these games.
Right. No, that sounds good.
For the
Sounds good.
people who don't like pixel art.
Exactly, exactly. No, that's very true. And a lot of people actually they really care about graphics, especially people that play games, usually teenagers that play games nowadays.
Yeah,
Okay, then
it's all about graphics nowadays, right?
exactly. All about the quality, man. All about the
Yeah.
quality.
So
Cool. So are you able to give us any information on when we may see the next game on Phantasma Chain?
when we see the next game of Phantasma Chain,
Yeah.
well, we've recently announced Nacho Man 2.0, so we want to finish that game first.
Yeah.
While and also our testnet is currently live, so we need to finish that first. Our developers are busy with the masternodes code and are finishing the SDK, which is still to be expected soon.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. That's really good. Thank you. Thank you very much for explaining that. Now, finally, before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about around Phantasma? Things that we haven't yet talked about. Now that Christmas is approaching, is there any kind of special gift or something? I don't know for especially for the investors or for the people interested in this. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just for the people that are interested in looking into Phantasma.
Yeah, so for all you guys listening, we've launched our Christmas campaign with a token pool of 1 million Sol. Okay, 1 million Sol. If you want to know more about it and earn some Sol tokens, you can go visit the link in the description down below to participate.
Right. No, that sounds good. That sounds great. And this is what people want for Christmas, they want to have the opportunity to win something, to get something, something for free, which makes them really happy. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
It's the Christmas
So
spirit. So yes, all the links will be in the description below this video, just so you know that.
yeah, so they will be helping spreading awareness of Phantasma, and we will be rewarding them with some Sol tokens.
That's great. And what options do they have? I know they're going to be reading all this information in the Medium article, but just if you could please just give a quick high level of what they need to, a high level explanation of what they need to actually do to get rewarded.
Okay.
So what are the
So
options that they have to spread the word, basically?
yeah, so if you have a YouTube channel, you can make a video of Phantasma and you can submit it, and then you can be rewarded with Sol tokens. Or if you are creative, you can make a creative artwork or something, and then you can submit it and you can receive Sol tokens. We also incentivize you to write an article about Phantasma to explain for new people what Phantasma is and what we're building and how we're building that and how we want to achieve that.
Sorry, and will that be on a Medium? Will that be a Medium article, or can it be on any website or blog?
That could be on Medium, yes. On Steemit, we support Steemit as well. Yeah, so on or any blog basically.
Okay, okay, that sounds
But
good.
the rewards will be depending on the reach you receive for your article, and the same for the videos and uh, yeah, and the creative artwork.
Okay, fair enough. No, that sounds good. Sounds good. Great, great news. So yeah, guys, do check that out if you're interested in taking part in this campaign. Lee, I'd like to thank you very, very much for joining my podcast. You know, you've been very helpful. You've answered a lot of interesting questions. So now we're just going to keep an eye out on the progress. And I hope that I'll get to do another podcast with you in the near future as we're getting closer to launch Phantasma Chain, or maybe after we launch Phantasma Chain. It all
Yeah, we might
depends on
do
the progress.
that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Looking forward to that. Again, thank you very much for watching this, for listening to this podcast, and for watching the title, the information that I'm posting with all the different questions. Again, please feel free to scroll through the different questions, which I'm going to be posting in the description below this video, if you're only interested in listening to specific questions and not to the whole podcast. You are free to do so. Thank you very
All
much
right.
once again. Have a lovely day. Take care
Okay.
and goodbye.